Hey everybody, I'm Stacy here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com, and it's time for our next Saturday. Oh, my nose itches. Our next Saturday with Stacy YouTube class number 427. If this is your first time joining us for a Saturday with Stacy YouTube class, welcome. We love having new people and we're so glad that you're here. Please know that my videos are full-length, commercial-free, unscripted, unedited, undubbed over, and very low tech. So while the techniques I have to show you are amazing, you just kind of have to bear with me. Not everything goes 100% perfect every time, and since I don't edit, well, what you see is what you get. And sometimes it's more important to see the oopses than to see the wow, look at the finished product. Most of my classes, we make absolutely nothing. I don't finish anything. My classes are meant to teach you how to use the product that you may already have in your crafty stash that you forgot about or didn't know you could use that way. Product you're like, I wonder if I'd like to own that, but you're just not sure about, or brand new product that has just come to market. Now in this week's class, which again, totally technique based, I have got Memory Box, Stampendous, Sizzix, and Decor. Decor is a company from Poland. Oh, beautiful stuff, beautiful. The product from Memory Box and Sizzix are on a steal of a deal. What does that mean? That means that the price is so low that we expected to sell out pretty quickly. We bought all we could, and it is our attempt, my attempt, to keep crafting affordable. When we can bring you products where for $10 you can get something, you can get product that you wouldn't be able to afford any other way, or for 15 bucks, sometimes it's as little as $2 or $3. If we get a great deal on it, we give you the great deal too. It is all about keeping our hobby going, our business going, your crafting going, and if you can afford to craft, the more of you that can afford to craft, where you can get in on some of these deals that you won't find anywhere else, it supports the manufacturer, it supports our business, it supports your hobby and your passion, and everybody comes out a winner, winner, chicken dinner. So I will show you the Memory Box steal of a deal because it's $15 and the Sizzix steal of a deal for $7.50 before we start the techniques. Then you have an opportunity to run on over to the website and pick them up. Will we have some of this in store? Yes, I will have the Memory Box for in-store peeps at the same price. It's already shipped, and the Sizzix product is already here. I also have the Decor in stock for you, and I think the Stampendous is on its way. So if you see this and you want to run into the store on Monday, we can take your order for, you can purchase what's already here, and we can take your order for what's not if you want some of the Memory Box paper and such. So I'm going to start with that when I tilt down and show you all of that good stuff, and then we'll start the technique-based class. I do want to let you know it's kind of disjointed. It's not like, oh, we're going to do this and then it naturally leads into this, which naturally leads into that. No, there's no flow here. I have put together product that might not necessarily meant to go together, but we're going to make it go magic. We're going to make it go bam. We're going to make it sing to you. And the only way to do that is to start with one product and teach you about it, then move to the next product and teach you about it, and then move to the next product and teach you about it, so that by the time we get to the end and you see the samples, you're like, I get it. You will too, you will get it. And everything that I'm doing today is something that even the newest crafter can do. There is nothing difficult here if you know how to do it. Truly, just have to let your mind roam a little bit and go, kind of mad scientist, because that's what I am. I'm a little mad scientist on techniques. I'm like, what can we do with this? and then that's how the YouTubes happen. So we're going to start out with Memory Box product and go from there. But let me do winner, winner, chicken dinner first. These two people, holy smokes, artichokes. These two people placed a comment. They posted a comment below. If you are watching us on Saturday morning during the live chat, we're chatting over here because we live chat every Saturday morning, 8 a.m. sunny California time, 11 a.m. in New York, 4 p.m. in the United Kingdom, where you can hop on the live chat and say, hey, Stacy, and I'll say, hey. There's several hundred of us, sometimes 400, sometimes 600, sometimes it just depends. Everybody's looking forward to meeting you. Come live chat on a Saturday morning with us. But if you post on the live chat, that does not count for posting below. You have to post a comment below for a chance to be a winner, winner, chicken dinner, and then you get a $25 gift card. And let me tell you, these two people who have won today, that $25 is going to get them the spellbinders, the Memory Box, the Memory Box steal of a deal, and the Sizzix steal of a deal. And they'll still have a couple dollars left from their $25. So I'm really excited to bring this to you because I just think that even if you have a small little crafty budget, and I know everybody's watching their pennies and the holiday season and I mean with everything that's going on, but my gosh, if $7.50 can make your heart happy, and wait till you see what the girls did with it. They're beautiful. So, all right, winner, winner, chicken dinner. Let's talk about that first. Our first winner is, oh my gosh. Is this Renee? R-E-N-A-E. Yes. So yes, I've never seen Renee spelled like this, or maybe I have and I just didn't know it was Renee. But you have the A before the E. So when two vowels go a walking, the first one does the talking. So R-E-N, Ren, and then because the A becomes before the E, the A should be a hard A, so Renee. I'm going with Renee, and then is it Jolie? Is it Jolie? I like Jolie. That sounds so oui. Pardon. Merci. Bonjour. Jolie. Renee, forgive me. I had a great time with your name. You're a winner, winner, chicken dinner here at Scrapbooking Made Simple. Congratulations. You have got $25 in your online account right now. If you want these deals, go spend it right now. But you're not alone. Our second winner is, we've never had this name before. Hello, Afton. Afton Rolls. Rowls? It doesn't matter. They both sound very sophisticated. Very, I don't know, important. I love the name Afton. That's a fabulous name. I don't know if that's a family name or if your parents knew somebody with that name, but I love the name Afton. Really great name. Okay, Afton, congratulations. You are our second winner, winner, chicken dinner, and you have a $25 gift card in your online account right now too. So you don't have to do anything to claim your prize. And if you want the chance to hear your name on a Saturday with Stacy YouTube class, you have to post your comment below, which means you have to subscribe to us. There's a little heart over here with an SMS. Click the subscribe, post your comment below, and you go into the running to be a winner, winner, chicken dinner, as long as your comments are kind. It can be about what you made for dinner. It can be that you had a great day at work. It could be that your fur babies are sitting on your lap. It could be that this is the holiday time and it's a bit of a struggle for you because you're missing somebody you love or it's just a hard time. That's okay too. We are a community, the SMS family, and we are here for all of you. With as many comments as we get on our YouTubes, people are so kind, and if they see that you're struggling, often they'll post back with encouragement, and that is why I love what I do. That makes it so amazing. Okay, so congratulations to our two winners. I think I'm going to tilt down and get started. Again, I'm going to show you some of the product first because when I say limited, Y'all who know me, y'all know I'm telling the truth. I'm not fibbing. When it's gone, it's gone. In fact, the Sizzix items, I don't even think you can find them on the Sizzix website right now. And the memory box items are wow. You may not think they're wow yet, but when I'm done with them, I think you'll think they're wow. Okay, let's get started for today. I'm going to do some samples first, and then product, and then we'll get into my heavily technique-based class that's slightly disjointed, and we're going to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that before I get to my samples, and then you see, oh, that's why she showed us all of this. I get it now. All right, so samples first. Now, this card was made using a Sizzix die. It was made using Memory Box wood grain paper. It was made using Stampendous Stamps, and this background floral paper is from Decor. Decor is a company out of Poland, so all of their product is here. I ordered it in advance. I kind of guessed what I thought you would like, and because I didn't want it to be stuck in customs, I wanted to have it in my hands when we put the YouTube on, and it is. So this paper here is Decor. This here is a Sizzix die. My little birdie inside is a Decor piece of paper, and the paper that made the Sizzix window is Memory Box. Pretty, right? Okay, my last sample is here, and this entire piece right here is from Decor. And the stamp is from Stampendous. All right, let's talk about product. I'm going to bring over the memory box first and show you that. Maybe I tilt back just a little. Oh, I think I'm okay. I'll tell you, the packaging is nothing special. It's just shrink wrapped with their logo, their little dot on the back. But what it is magnificent. This is textured wood grain paper in 3 colors. So you've got the white, the ivory, and the tan. There are 25 sheets in each package. Now I went and I looked around, and I did some research, and I found that wood grain paper at quite a few online retailers, buying them from manufacturers or even on the manufacturer site, they are getting about $1 a page for the same size wood grain paper. Some of it, it's more than $1. They're getting like 5 sheets of it for $8, and some of it was 10 sheets for $10. Each of these memory box packs have 25 sheets in them. So you're going to get a total of 75 sheets for $15. That brings them down to 20 cents a sheet. Not $1, not $1.25, not even 50 cents. That brings it down to about 20 cents a sheet. And wait till I show you how to use them. We are only selling it in the bundle. That's it. 15 bucks gets you all of it. So if you're going, I will never use this much paper, well, first off, you haven't seen how I'm going to use it yet. And 2, share it with your crafty friends. Holy smokes, artichokes. That is the Memory Box steal of a deal. The next one is from Sizzix, and it encompasses these 2 dies. Now, these 2 dies are no longer available. I think we have all that is anywhere. There are 2 dies you get. There's lots of little add-ons, and we're going to use these 2 dies today. They originally retailed for $12.99 each, making them about $26. Your deal is $7.50 for both sets. Now, there is a reason. If you are able to, by all means, get 1 set. But if you are able to, there is a reason to have 2 sets. So we're selling it. It comes this way, bundled. And again, $7.50 as opposed to almost $26. And if you're able to, there is a reason to have them twice. And I'll show you why. The other thing I want to show you is the Decor, because it is limited. I brought this in we ordered it a while ago, let me tell you. And because I wanted to have it physically here when we did the YouTube. I didn't want to worry about logistics or supply chain issues, and it is physically here, and it is beautiful. Inside these little packages, you get 8 different designs, 3 of each design. And they really are wonderful. I mean, they're wonderful. So the background on this one is decor paper. And this whole piece here is decor paper. And the piece right here, this is a piece of paper laid on top of red cardstock, and the bird are decor paper. So I kind of guessed at what I thought you would like and brought it in. And they're on sale, but when they're gone, we won't have any more until sometime next year would be my best guess. So if you like the decor, I recommend you get it. And let's see, here's some of the bird. So this is what the girls were using. So you get 3 of each design, 8 designs total, and they're just perfect. You can embellish them and make them more than what they are, but they're a lovely way to start, So let me put this over here, and then I can show you. I think we can start. This is my favorite. I don't know, although the butterflies are also pretty magnificent. I don't know. Okay, so let me go over there. Okay, so those are the items I wanted to show you in advance because those I know are limited. Now, I think we're gonna start with the wood grain paper from Memory Box first. And it comes in the 3 different colors. The wood grain on it is not a hugely deeply embossed wood grain. It's a nice wood grain. You can hear it and you can see it, but it's not over the top. And that means that when you're using it, you're going to be able to tape everything down to it and die cut it without any problem if you wanted to. I'm going to start by just layering some colors on it so you can see the difference when we layer different colors onto different sheets, because the color of the inks will change, obviously because, well, maybe not obviously, but because the foundation is different. A yellow on white is going to look very yellow, and a yellow on tan may look very muted and very almost a light brown. So depending on what color and what your desired result is, that will tell you what foundation to start with, white, ivory, or tan. So let's just start. Now, I also want to tell you, the grain runs top to bottom, not side to side. And when you add ink to this paper, you want to go top to bottom or bottom to top. You don't want to go side to side. You really want to, I'm going to back up just a little bit and go down. You really want to go top to bottom and not side to side. You will get a better result going top to bottom. So let's go and let's add some yellow. I bet you. Let's try my newer one. There we go. Top to bottom. A little more ink in this one. And then let's do maybe some, let's do some green. This looks kind of blue, but that's okay. Let's just do it. And then maybe let's do this blue. Top to bottom. then maybe a red just for good measure. All right, so this is what we started with, and that's what we ended with. Can you see the wood grain coming out in it? Okay, so that's on white. Let's do the same colors in the same order on the ivory. So yellow, so I'm just going to go top to bottom, bottom to top. And then that really deep green, I'm going to go really a little lighter. I think I pressed too heavy. And then I went to the blue. So I'm not going side to side. I'm going top to bottom. I'm going with the way the grain of the wood is going. And then last, the red. Okay. So now those colors are a little different. My yellow's a little more yellow on the ivory. My green's a little more green. My blue is a little more blue. My red is a little more red on the ivory. So I've got ivory, I've got white. Now let's do the tan. Start with my yellow. Do my green. Do my blue. Now I haven't changed the colors in between my paper. So I'm using the exact same colors I used on all three. But you can see now what I mean by the foundation and how it's changing, how the ink is absorbing into the color. This is a dye-based ink, so it's absorbing into the paper the same whether you use the white, the ivory, or the tan. But the color, the actual color, is absorbing the ink differently, giving you a different look. I mean, just look in the reds alone. You have kind of a soft red, you have a brighter, bolder red, and then you have this aged brick red. These are all the same ink, just on different colored paper. The blue. So again, the blue. On our top, on our white, it's kind of a softy, chalky blue. On our ivory, it's a little bit more vibrant blue. And on our tan, it's a very rusticy blue. Our green on white, look at how much brighter our green is on the ivory, and then look at how rustic it looks on the tan. Same with the yellow. So depending on what color ink you use and what color your base paper is, you get a variety of different looks. And because you're getting all of them in the bundle, you don't have to choose. You could take your inks and just swatch them. Take your mementos or your dewdrops or whatever your most favorite inks are, and just swatch them on the different papers so that you know what you're going to get when you get it. Are you doing a very vintagey guy type and you need more subdued colors, but you don't want just, I mean, this is what it started as, but look at how fabulous that red is. And that blue, I love the green. It's amazing. And it gives you options. But then let's take it one step further. So we've got a top color here on my white. What if I took, and I'm going to use a charcoal just so that there's some contrast, so you can see the contrast between the two. What if I took some charcoal and went over my yellow? Again, up and down, not side to side. You want it to go with the grain, up and down. And of course, you don't have to use a full size. You could just do a card size or a mat size or something for your layout. I'm just doing the whole paper so it's easier for you to see. So I've got a charcoal, and oh, I shouldn't have done that. I should have left it half and half. Well, I'll do half and half on the rest of it. But now you can see you've got kind of a white coming through from the grain, the yellow, and the charcoal over the top, bringing out that grain even more. So I'm going to do the rest of them. I'm just going to do half. Let's do the green. So now you've got the green underneath with the white coming through with the grain of the wood. So straight with the grain. Now a little distressed out. Let's do the blue. So now you can see the blue, and again with a little bit more ink over the top of it to really help that pop. And I'm just using gray because it's an easy color for you to see the difference. I could have used a dark navy over the top, or a dark green over the top, or an orange over the top. And let's use the red. So now you get the white coming through, showing you the grain. You've got the red as the background, and you've got the gray highlighting everything. So you may like it just plain. Well, I can't, sorry, that one's not plain. Or you may like it a little more intense, a little more amplified, a little more textural, because that's what you get when you add that additional color on top, whether it be the gray or a red or a blue on top of a yellow. The darker color is the color you're going to put on top. Now let's do the same thing. This time I will do just half of it. We are now have the ivory paper. Look at the difference between the ivory paper here and the white paper there. Big difference. I can add more gray if you want. You said, well, you added more gray to the other one. I don't think I did, but I'll add more gray to this one just because. Look at the difference between the two. Much softer, much more vibrant. Let's do the green. And the blue, well, here's the green. Versus not. And well, how can I get it done? I'd have to cut them. The green versus the green here. This is much more subdued. This is much more vibrant. Let's do the blue. And then let's do the red. So a big difference. It just depends upon what you want. And remember, I could have used a darker blue over this. Let's see. As opposed to the gray. I could have done a navy. Or I could have done a darker green. I could have done, let's do an orange over the top of the yellow. And I don't know that I have a darker red. Well, we'll just let red be. But I could have used tone on tone as well. And this is on the ivory. So that darker green here. That navy here. And sadly, I don't have a darker red, but maybe I use a, I don't know, what do you think? Rust might work? I don't know. It's only paper. Oh, rust does work. It's all how you layer your color. On white, on ivory. I hope the camera can pick it up. I don't know that it can, but it really is magnificent. On ivory. And then we still have here. So let's take our charcoal. And put it across all four. Up and down, not side by side. And look at the difference. There's not one that's right and one that's wrong. It just matters what the finished product is that you're looking to achieve. And by layering your colors on top, you're changing the look of the paper in its entirety. You are not stuck with just white and wherever my ivory went, white and beige and ivory. You are not stuck with these three colors. Oh no. Okay, let's take a little bit of that orange and maybe put a little bit of that orange on top of the yellow. So I'm rubbing it in the way of the grain. And let's take a little bit of my green. And a little bit of my navy. And we'll use a little bit of the rust since it seemed to work. Options are yours. about taking what you have and making it something so much more. And experimenting. You're going to get 25 sheets of each color. So you have the opportunity to take it and play. And maybe you even write on the back the color combinations that you did. But the paper is amazing. And then there's one more thing I want to show you. So I've got my white, and it's smooth on the back side, so you could stamp on this back side. It's completely smooth. There's no texture to it at all. So if you needed just plain white paper and you're in a pinch, you've got it at 20 cents a sheet. Absolutely, because you can stamp on the back of this, you can color on the back of this, no problem. But on the front is where I want to go. Now, what if I took maybe a lime green? Let's try a lime green. And this time I'm going to grab my blending tool, my little brush. Oh, I got some ink on it. And I'm going to go in here and I'm going to add some color. Now, I'm not caring if my color is not even or if it's not smooth, and I've got little stop and start marks, or even if I go on a diagonal or back and forth. I want color. I want the whole thing to be colored, and I need to do it with something other than the ink pad. I need to get it down here with some kind of a blending tool. Because if I take just my ink pad, get this whole thing done. And again, I don't care. I don't care if I go back and forth. I'm not just taking my ink pad and dragging. I'm trying to get color everywhere. So I don't want to see any white or very little white. I've got highs and lows, which works for me. If I took my ink pad and I dragged it, you saw what I would get. That's what I would get if I dragged it. I'm looking for this. And why am I looking for that? Well, let's add some more color to it. You know what? I'm gonna come down so we can do a side by side. So I need to get color on it. So I need to fill all those cracks and crevices that are the embossing. I want to get those all filled in. Whereas by dragging it over the top, it hit the highlights of the embossing, leaving that white underneath so you can see the grain. All right, I think that's probably more than enough. Okay, so now let's take my next color. Let's take a navy. And let's drag the navy. Now what do I have? I don't have any white coming through at all. It's like my background paper started as this green. Here, when I just dragged on top, I have my white embossing coming through. But I colored my paper. I needed to do it with some kind of a blending tool to get into, as opposed to just going over the top and hitting the embossing, which is what this does, leaving the white underneath to show all the grain. I wanted to color my whole piece of paper. Maybe you don't want it to be white underneath. Maybe you want it to have, it's such a different look. And it's, when it's done, it's a totally different look than what you started with. I guess I don't know how you want your grain. That's a totally different look. Than this. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It just depends upon which one you like better. That's why these are totally different looks. Not that anything is wrong. Now these all have the white, see the white coming through, because I didn't color the paper first. This has a little bit of that, of the original color of the paper coming through, because I didn't color the paper first. So when you look at your tools and your paper, they don't have to stay what they are. They can become so much more. And I could even go over the top of this with another color. Do I dare? I don't know. Let's go over the top of this with even another color. So I've got the, how about the emerald green over the blue a little bit. And it's just going to highlight that grain even more. Or I just do it on the white. So wood grain is a useful, it's a useful paper to have, because you can take it in so many different directions. And if you want to just keep it in the normal colors, absolutely. But I thought, how much fun would it be to sit there and play and see all the different variations, all depending upon what color your foundation paper is. And then if you don't, since these don't come in lime green, I just made my own paper. This is why it's a steal of a deal. You're getting 75 sheets that you can take and just make absolute magic with, without question. Just absolute magic. You just go in, and let your heart be happy. What color do you need it to be? And do you want to expand the color? So there I've got a light pink. And there I've hit it with a little bit of dark pink over the top. Or do you want to take and change your color entirely? Do you want to add? I could go in, I could add a little bit of black if I wanted. Whatever color. Just want to drag it over the top so it hits that wood grain. You make it yours. And with 75 sheets to play with, you will use it for your, gosh, you could use this for spring, you can use it for summer, you can use it for Guy, you can use it for fall. It all depends upon the colors you choose to play with. But limited, no. Limited is not in your vocabulary with this paper. You are not. Okay, so that's where we started, and I may end up cutting some of that. We'll have to see. That's where we started. Let me clean up. Now we need to move into something completely and totally different. So don't forget we did that, because now we're going to do something completely different. Oh, and this one's so pretty. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I take the, oh, I don't know. I love it with the navy, but let's try something. I can't leave it. Got to do something with it, right? So let's just pull it. Look at how good that looks. And then I'm going to take, just because I can, and it's my paper, and I've got 75 sheets of it, just a little bit of the blue. Not everywhere. Oh! See, I like that. Okay, moving on. I said we were moving on, and I didn't. Welcome to Scrapbooking Made Simple. All right, so I'm going to move to the Hero Arts inks I'm using. I'm going to move to the Stampendous Stamps. So the reason I have these 4 stamps is because the girls made oodles of samples with these 4 sets. So I want to show you a quick way to use them. That way when you see the samples, you're like, well, how did they color it? They used a multitude of different ways of coloring, but I just thought I would give you a quick way to color with these. And maybe I will work with, let's start with the doggy. Let me grab a piece of plain white paper. And I will stamp on it. Okay, so I think I'm going to start with the doggy and just play with the doggy a little bit because he's so flippin' cute. We've got the doggy, we've got the cute little honeybee, darling little honeybee, isn't it? And the little kitty cats and the friends sentiments. So a lot of the sentiments you're going to see are from this set and the flowers. So 4 sets from Stampendous, and the girls used them to make the samples, so I wanted to show them to you. I've got my gush mat. No, I don't have them back in stock yet. I've got my blocks from Couture Creation. He's going to fit right on that block nice and neatly. $12.50. It's an amazing value for a set of blocks, let me tell you. I've got him onto my acrylic block. So those of you who have never seen stamping before, this is a clear stamp and it's meant to be used again and again and again. And it sticks, it clings, kind of like static cling to a block. So you can use it again and again and again. If for some reason it stops clinging to a block, you just get it, kind of wipe it down, get your oils off of it, wipe your block down. Now the reason why I said that the Couture Creations block set is such a good deal is because there are many manufacturers who will sell a block like this for $7.50 and a block like this for $12.50. Here you're going to get the entire set of 5 blocks for the $12.50. And once you own a set of blocks, you keep this forever. It never goes bad. Never. It's a tool. You use it all the time. So I've got my little doggy. I'm going to put him on my block, and this is going to let me stamp onto a piece of paper. So I've got my piece of paper there, and I'm going to grab an ink, and I think I'm going to use my Hero Arts India ink. Now when I use a Hero Arts India ink, it will stain the stamp. So my stamp is now got black lines on it. That's because I used India ink on it. If you use a memento, it will wipe right off, but on a clear stamp, India ink will stain it. For me, on a clear stamp, I like an India ink, not because the ink is better than a memento, but because I can see better when I'm stamping with it. So I'm going to give a good press down into my gush block. And if you don't have a gush mat, you're going to need to find a nice dense piece of foam. It can't be too thick and it can't be too thin and it can't be too squishy. It's got to have some density to it. That allows you to make better contact with your paper and your stamp block. If I'm stamping on a hard surface, sometimes, especially with a bigger stamp, you don't have anything for the stamp to sink into. So you don't make the best contact and you'll get left with little holes. Oh, there's my guy. Wahoo Kachoo. Let's ink him up again. And we'll do him down here. ABC, 1, 2, 3, and up. There he is. Oh, even better. And you know what? I think I will grab, I'll grab my one of my kitty cats too. And we'll go this direction. So you can see, oh, these are new. These haven't been used at all. Holy smokes, artichokes. So you can see on my block, my kitty cat is clear because I have never stamped with him before. Can I get 2 out of here? Maybe 1, 2. So because I've never stamped with him before, can you see the difference between this stamp and this one? The stamp is pretty darn new. So it's kind of a lighter impression. The more you stamp with them, any stamp, the better they get. They're kind of like a nice pot, a cast iron pot that has to be seasoned. Well, your stamps, the more you stamp with them, the better they stamp. So I'm actually going to turn this over real quick and stamp what they call stamping off. Now you can take an eraser and erase over the top of it. You can wash it with Dawn dishwashing detergent. There's just a light film over that stamp because it's brand new. 1, 2, 3, ABC. And you will see as I stamp, my image will get darker and darker because that film is going away. 1, 2, 3, ABC. And 1, 2, 3, ABC. Think I got it good? So this one's a little lighter and you can see in the eyes it wasn't as good. And as I do more, he gets better. Much darker eyes, even darker in the eyes. So that's stamping off. And now, even if I wash my stamp, even if I wash it, it's going to stain black. But I can see him and that makes my heart happy. So once it's done, once you've wiped him off, even though he's black, I could take another color ink and stamp him in 1, 2, 3, ABC, another color. And then I've got my rust. So, easy done, easy do. Let's put him over there because I don't want him in rust. And let's talk about coloring him in. Okay. Well, I guess I don't need to peel them off for now. So how am I going to color these guys that is simple for everybody to do? I'm not going to pull my alcohol ink markers out. I'm not going to pull any markers out. I want this simple so that you, a newbie, can be successful the very first time. And I'm going to play with colored pencils. These are not watercolor pencils. These are Brunswick colored pencils, and we do carry the Brunswick line from Royal Talons. But you don't have to buy Brunswick watercolored pencils, or I'm sorry, colored pencils. What colored pencils do you have? Or what colored pencils does your local art store have or your local craft store have? They don't have, these tend to be a little bit nicer. These are a little more fine artsy colored pencils and they work beautifully. And again, this is the 24 pack and we have the 36 and the 12. But I don't want you to think that you can't use any colored pencil, just not watercolor pencil for what we're going to do here. If it says anywhere watercolor pencil, that is not the same as what I'm using here. So colored pencils, when you color with them, they kind of look like a crayon. So that's what it looks like. We want to take that crayon and we want to melt it so it looks more like a paint. And the way we do that is super simple. We use something called Gamsol, also known as mineral spirits. This is an odorless Gamsol. And what this does is when it's added to the wax, because colored pencils are wax based, when it's added to the wax, it dissolves the wax and just softens it out. See if I can zoom in a little here. And let's go down just a little bit and a little over. Okay, so I'm going to take my Gamsol, and this is from Inky Antics, and this is the bottle. The nice thing about it is it has this little spongy at the top. If you have Gamsol or mineral spirits and it doesn't have the little spongy at the top, get yourself like a little cup from, I don't know, Chipotle. I don't know, little salsa cup. Put a cotton ball in there and put some of your Gamsol in there. Not too much, because once it's on your cotton ball, you can't put it back in. So you want to use as little Gamsol as possible, and you'll just keep adding as you need it, because once you dump it out, you can't put it back in. Same with the stub. This is a compressed paper stub. It comes in the kit with the Gamsol. You get 2 of them. All this is compressed paper. So if you were to take this and dip this into your Gamsol at home because you don't have this little tip, this paper would immediately absorb Gamsol and it would turn this entire thing a different color. It would look like it's wet. Well, once it's in here, you can't get it out and it dries, and when it dries, it's no good. So the little top is really kind of handy, because you just put, see how it got wet? It's got a little wet. So you're not wasting your Gamsol. If I was to put this in there, it would just go and it would be wet all the way to the top. You don't want to do that. You only want to use as much as you need for the job you're working on. And if I need to add a little more, I just shake it and I can get it wet again. Now what this does is it takes that wax and it melts it. Now it's not hot and it doesn't have an odor to it, but look at the difference. It went from looking like a crayon to looking like a solid ink. That's a pretty big difference for just adding a little bit of this Gamsol to it, this mineral spirits. So how are we going to color? Well, first off, I'm gonna go ahead and I need to take off the red. So the best way to do that, the kit comes with this little sanding file and it has lots of sandpaper on it. And being that this is paper, you just sand off the color you used. And then your stub is ready to go again. Now stubs are pretty darn inexpensive, and I know people who will have a stub for each color and they just never sand it ever. Okay, so I'm ready for my next color. My red is gone. All right, so let's take some of my light brown, and I'm gonna color inside my doggy. So I'm just gonna grab, and I'm gonna follow along the line of his ear. And I'm just scribbling. Let's put it where it's at. I'm just scribbling. And the most important thing I'm going to do is leave white space, or what they call negative space. So where there's no stamped mark or where there's no coloring is called negative space, and it's just that white space. Why am I leaving that white space? Because when I go with my stubby to pull the color, if I've colored this whole thing the same color, there's nowhere for that color to move to. If you want his ear all the same color, by all means color it in and then take your Gamsol and soften it out. But I want highlights and I want midtones and I want shadows. So take a little bit of my Gamsol, go in there, and pull that color out. Poof! But I want a little more definition. I want a little more of the shadow, a little more definition. So I'm going to take my darker brown and I'm going to go right back over that same area right along the line of the stamped image with that darker brown. And I've butt it right up to that stamped image, the black line from the stamp. Can you see what I've got there? And now I'm going to take a little bit of Gamsol and I'm just going to gently soften that out. Just so I have just a little bit more of a shadow. A little more definition. So I could come in here and do his, I don't know, we'll do his body. So I'll do some of the brown, the lighter brown. And again, I'm just scribbling. I'm keeping in the lines, but I'm just scribbling. So you see I added some down there. Grab a little bit of my Gamsol. And I'm kind of pulling it towards the center. And softening those lines. And then I can add a little bit more of my dark color. And pull that right on out. So now I've got more of a shadow to him. Well, now I don't know. Should that be white? I'm thinking that should be white. So let's do this one. We'll do this one in the same. We'll just do this one in the same dark. So the original brown that I've been using, I'm just kind of coloring in. And see, I'm leaving all that white. I need to leave that white so that when I bring my Gamsol in, I have some place for it to soften and move to. I need a place for it to soften and for it to move. If I don't leave that white, I can't drag it out. I can't make it move. And then I'll add a little bit of dark. So I've drawn in a little bit of my dark pencil here and my dark pencil there. So if you've never colored before, this is one of the easiest ways to color ever. That gives you an opportunity to have a shadow, a highlight, a mid-tone without actually knowing how to color. And you really can't go wrong. Really. It's so easy peasy. And before you know it, you've colored them. And a little bit of dark. I could even just leave it like that and not fade it in, right on his nose. But let's add a little bit of Gamsol and we'll just soften it out just ever so much. And look at him go. Let's do our kitty cat real quick. And what color do we want our kitty cat? Oh, I don't know. Should we do some grays? So what if I did my kitty cat in gray? So I'm going to add my color. Every place I want my light gray. And here. And my Gamsol. And we'll just start pulling that gray out. So this time I'm going to leave a lot of negative space. Can you see how much negative space I left here? So that's all going to stay kind of that highlight white. I haven't done this one yet. So let me do that side. And I'll come in and I'll color here. And again, I'm just scribbling. But look at how much white space I'm going to leave for that Gamsol to move and lighten my color. You got to have some workable room. A little more Gamsol. Okay, so he's started. Now if I wanted, I could take a little bit of my black. And I could just add some black over here and maybe some black over here. A little black right there and a little black right there. So I've just kind of gone along the outsides of him. And smooth that black on in. Can you see now he's got more definition? Let's do the other side. And it just kind of melts. And let's do his cheeks real quick. So I'm going to put some gray on the outside of his cheeks. Or his little gray on the outside. A little bit of Gamsol. Yep, a little bit of Gamsol. I want to make sure it wasn't too dark. Smooth that on in. And then I'm going to add a little bit of pink to his cheeks. Let's see. This is a very bright pink, but we'll try it. So I put a little bit of pink. And now I want to be sure that my stubby isn't too gray. That looks good, actually. And I'm going to soften that pink into the gray. Oh, I can add a little more pink to him. Look, he's so cute. I can add a little more pink. And just soften it out. Put a little pink up in his ears if I wanted. And just soften it into that gray. It is fast, it is easy, and it is doable by any level of crafter. Anybody is able to do this. Anybody. I don't know, what color do I want there? I don't know. Let's do our gray. And again, I'm going to leave a lot of white for that color to move. And poof, just like that. And then I'm going to add a little bit of black just at the top. So see that black line that I did? I'm just going to pull that right on down and add a little bit of definition. He's coming along so cute. All right. So, colored pencils, super easy to do. Don't think about it, just go. Just let the color be. Remember, it's all about how much white space you leave to let that color create the mid-tone and the shadow and the highlight. And you can absolutely blend the colors into each other without question. Absolutely. If on his collar, let's do a pink collar, and I wanted the highlight to be in the center, I would just add a little bit of pink on this side and add a little bit of pink on this side, and I'd pull it to the center so that the highlight would be in the center. Let's see. So pull a little bit into the center and a little bit into the center. So now the highlight is the center of that collar. And I could add just a little bit more pink if I wanted to darken up. And I don't even have to, if I just want to color that in there, I don't even have to soften it on out if I don't want. If I just want a little bit more highlight or a little darker. But if you don't want to see that line, easy peasy. That's it. Shading, shadowing, ABC 1, 2, 3, colored pencils. If you've never played with colored pencils before and you've always wondered, how do they do those beautiful colors? Most often it's with alcohol ink markers, but look what you can achieve with colored pencils. They're beautiful and they give you that same highlight and midtone and shadow that you get with alcohol ink markers without having any skill. And I say that lovingly. Okay. So that's the Stampendous that they are going to be shown on the samples. I need to move on. Let's move to the next thing. Let's put my stuff away. Move to the next thing, which will be the decor. And in fact, I'm going to probably stay with the water or with my colored pencils. So the decor paper. The decor paper comes, like I said, in beautiful, beautiful patterns. They are like an ATC size, but they make the most perfect toppers for your cards or perfect embellishments for your altered art, your mixed media, your layouts. They're gorgeous. And they come from Poland. Most of them are pre-printed like this, full color, ready to go. The birds are beautiful. The seashells are beautiful. The backgrounds are beautiful. Look at the birds. Look at how vibrant the colors are. They really are absolutely amazing. And the girls have done stunning, stunning samples with these. They have even done, I showed you earlier, they did stunning samples with the backgrounds. You would look at this and say, but what do I do with that? Look at that card right there. It's done with one of these backgrounds. That one right there. This is a piece of decor paper right there to make that pattern. However, there is one set that is one of my favorites. And it's the before set. I don't know why it's before, but I'm going to show you what we're going to do for it after. Maybe that's why it's called before, because you're supposed to do something with it and then make it fabulous after. So it is all these vintage sepia looking flowers. And I just love them. And because they're sepia, you can absolutely take them with those colored pencils and add in a little bit of pop. So let's add in, let's do a tiny bit of red. Oh, I grabbed two. A tiny bit of red. I'm going to go around the tops and just put a tiny bit of red colored pencil. Just a little bit. Not much. And I'm just scribbling it in. Then I'm going to take my Gamsol. And move it out. And because it's a pencil, it doesn't overtake the beauty of the sepia. Love this. So I could make these flowers any color I wanted. And I could make them as intense as I wanted. So I just added a little bit of color there. Just a little bit. Let's do it again over here. Let's use the red and let's do red over here. So just a little bit, not much. It doesn't take much, and you can always add more. That's one of the differences between a colored pencil and a watercolor pencil. Watercolor pencils, first off, the pencil's never supposed to touch water. So if you're dipping your watercolor pencil in water, stop! I have YouTubes on it. Your watercolor pencil is never supposed to touch water. But your watercolor pencil, once you get your paper wet, your pencil can't touch your paper again until your paper is dry, because a watercolor pencil shouldn't touch water. However, a colored pencil, I could go over this immediately. I don't have to wait for anything to dry. So I could come in here and now pull that red and just add a little bit of color to whatever, and because they're blank, maybe I use this one, I need it red, and maybe the next time I use it, I want to make these a lavender. You're not set in the color, because you don't add the color until you need the color. So now I've got a little bit, I've got two of them red, but what if I added maybe some orange? And let's say instead of, so I was adding my red here up at the top. But what if I added some orange down here at the bottom and pulled it up into the red? What would that do? Will it work? Sure it will. Probably make them a little more vibrant, and the color will blend. So less is more. I'm just putting a little bit of orange down, not a lot. Hopefully you can see that I've just scribbled a little bit of orange. Not a lot. In fact, I could leave it like that if I wanted, but I'm going to pull some of that color and just blend it out. So now I've softened it. Will it zoom, 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 zoom? There we go. So I've softened it. Let's add some orange to this one. This one I'll add more orange, so it's a little more intense. And I can go back in right away and add more orange if I want to make that color even more intense. I don't have to wait because I'm not using watercolor pencils. Now look at my color. I love these because you can do all of that. Let's make this red, 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 and red, 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 and red, red, red. Look at, I just drew lines straight across, because now I'm going to pull that color. So you might have looked at these and said, huh, what would I ever do with sepia colored paper like that? Well, you're going to make it into something that it wasn't. You're going to make it a before and an after. Maybe that's why they named it. Maybe that was the intent of these. I don't know. I don't speak Polish. There sometimes is definitely a translation
difficulty between me and some of our overseas international vendors. I remember trying to tell somebody about bangs. And in the UK, I was talking about bangs. And they're like, bangs? So they they Googled it and they emailed me back. Fringe! You mean fringe! Well, so bangs, they don't use the word bangs over in the UK, I guess. They use the word fringe for bangs. And I'm like, fringe? Look at how beautiful they are. So I started my before and my after. All done with colored pencils. And I could go in there and I could add some green to my leaves. Absolutely. Look at how beautiful is this one, right? Gosh, what if we took, I don't know. Let's try. All we can do is try, right? What's the worst that it happens? We don't like it. I've had worse happen than me not liking it. Trust me. Those of you who've been around, you know my life. Choosing the wrong color, well, that's in the scheme of things, that's a no biggie. Okay, so I just ran some blue. I don't know. We'll see. Gamsol. I think it's got green on it. Oh well. Let's pull that blue out. More Gamsol. Let's soften that blue out. And just add a little bit of color. So all it takes is just a little bit. Oh, I missed a whole petal right there. A little bit of color. I always miss a petal. A little bit of blue. And just pull it out. You could definitely go more intense. But I like just the pop of color. I don't know if I have one of these that was there. So plain is absolutely beautiful, but so is just a little pop of color. You choose. You have options. So Decor from Poland. I want to say they're $3.99 retail, and then they're 20% off, and you get 24. Look at how you get 24 pieces. You get 8 different designs. And they're here. So we didn't do, look at how beautiful is that. Holy smokes, artichokes. They're physically in our store. I didn't want to do anything until I had them physically here, just to be, I just better safe than sorry these days, right? Right. Okay, so what have we done so far? Well, we started a way long time ago. We started with the
paper from Memory Box and how it's wood grain paper that you can take and color and change and make absolutely fabulous, all depending on what it is you want to do with it. You have oodles and oodles and oodles of options. And for the $15, you're gonna get 75 sheets, 25 of each color, and totally smooth on the back. So if you needed to, you could stamp on the back. But just taking and remembering that you need to drag the ink, you need to put, if you're using a cube, and the reason I like the cubes is because they're square. So if I'm dragging, and I've got a couple little lines there, see those lines? I can go and get rid of the lines. Pretty easy peasy. Oh, I bet there's something in here that would look really good on there. There is. Oh yeah, so yeah, I would mat that and then cut that out and use that as my backing. I mean, just options aplenty. Gosh, and I could even, I suppose I could go back with my yellow. And tone that color even more. So that's where we started, playing with that. Then we moved to our colored pencils, not watercolor, colored pencils. That's how you know it's not edited. I can't edit that out. They are colored pencils, not watercolor pencils, and our Gamsol. Gamsol is sold in this little kit. Colored pencils you can get just about anywhere. We do carry them, we do sell them, but if you have a local retail store or a craft store or a fine art store, go visit them and see what they have in the way of colored pencils. I am sure they've got a lovely starter set somewhere. But the Gamsol comes with the Gamsol, it comes with a couple stubs, it comes with your little file, and it comes with a book on how to use it, although I just showed you everything you're gonna see in the book. Now then we move to our decor paper. And we colored it and we played with it and it's just lovely. They have beautiful patterns and then patterns that you can color in. This is the one called Before. Makes my heart happy. Now we're gonna move to the Sizzix Dies. Holy smokes, artichokes. Okay, Sizzix Dies. So, these are on a steal of a deal too. You're gonna get both of them. Let's see, I'm gonna push it up a little bit. You're gonna get both of them. They retailed for $12.99. They're now going to be $7.50 for the two. Are they big? No, they're cute, but they're not big. You get lots of little goodies with them. And they make the most darling little folios. So let's take one, let's take these. I'm not gonna play with the accent pieces, with the little bits and pieces that you get to help fill the space. I'm just gonna play with these. And I am going to bring over, I've got all of this stuff I've done, so I'm gonna play with these here because I've got them. So, gosh, I almost feel guilty doing that. But it is what it is, right? I hate cutting them because they're so pretty. All right, this is a wafer style die. Wafer because it is wafer thin. See? Wafer thin. It has no blade. What it has are edges that will cut. It also has a score line. So when you get yours at home, you will feel that these edges are much taller, much higher, and you're able to feel them more than this one right here. This one's just like little itty bitty line. That's going to allow you to score the folio, the book. When they manufacture these, this was me going and learning all about this when I started to create my own dies. When they manufactured this, I have lots of score lines and embossing things put in my dies, and I was always told, well, that's going to cost more to manufacture your die. And I'm like, why? Here, wait a minute. Back. So when I started manufacturing Simply Defined and Simply Refined, I didn't fully understand the process of how dies are manufactured. I have since been and seen and learned a ton. I mean, I am now more knowledgeable on how to manufacture a die than perhaps I want to be. But I remember when I started, and I would have embossing features in my dies or score lines in my dies. And I was always told, well, that's going to cost more to manufacture it. And I was like, well, why? Well, when I went and I watched how these dies are actually manufactured, I learned these are chemically etched dies. And so they are printed, the design is printed on a piece of plastic. It's a whole nother thing, but then they go down these conveyor belts of this chemical that slowly eats away and etches them. Well, to get the cut lines, it goes through the whole process, and all the cut lines are added in. And every time it goes through this chemical bath, another layer comes off the metal, another layer comes off the metal until you get what you're left with. However, to add the score lines to a die, the process has to be done a second time. It just doesn't use as much chemical to get the metal etched to, doesn't use as much. It goes through the entire process a second time. So when you have a die that's got score lines or embossing features, quite often it's gone through the process to manufacture it, not once, but twice. I had no clue, but thankfully I was able to negotiate the fact that my dies that have those, they need to be done at the same price, please. But now you can understand maybe when some of the dies that you're looking at may be a little more expensive, if they have both, that can be one of the reasons why. It actually had to be, it's like manufacturing two totally different dies, only it's the same. You're only getting one, but you're doing twice the work. So just to give you an FYI, a lesson. You probably didn't need it, but you heard it anyway. Now you know. Oops, back. So, and every die manufacturer is not the same. If you shop from companies that do knockoffs, you might find that your dies are not as well made. You may find that they're fine, but just remember, anytime you shop with something like with a company like AliExpress or Alibaba or Wish, chances are there was a manufacturer that designed these dies first, and then they get knocked off. And you always got to remember there was somebody that was behind these who put the time and the effort and the hard work in. Now these are retired and discontinued, and we're able to bring them to you for a phenomenal price. So chemically etched die is going to cut through this paper beautifully. I hate to do it, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to bring over my Sizzix Big Shot machine, and I do not need to use a precision base plate. I can just use the plates that come with my machine. You've got a base plate and you've got a solo shim. And that's all you're going to need along with your cut plates. So let's grab a cut plate. Now this cut plate, when it was brand new, was perfectly crystal clear. It was like a window, you could see through it. But this is what happens to it over time, and this is what's meant to happen to it. This allows you to put your die onto your paper, and when the pressure adds in from the rollers in your machine, it bites into this plastic and it helps cut the paper. You're always going to sandwich it with a cut plate and often a do not cut plate. Now they don't sell do not cut plates. That's my term, and a do not cut plate is a plate that you try not to cut into to keep the warpage down. This has been my do not cut plate for the last 2 years, and you can see it's starting to get warped. I will then take this, and once it's too warped, I'll make it into a cut plate and start cutting into it and go get another beautifully flat plate. It just allows you to roll your die through your machine easier. If one of your plates, if your top plate is nice and flat. If you have 2 warped plates, it's trying to push a warped plate underneath. When they're both warped, you kind of have to roll it in underneath and sandwich it in there. Whereas if you have a nice do not cut plate, you won't have to do that. So I'm going to roll this on through. You might hear some creaks and cracks, you might not. It's a pretty simple die, so I shouldn't have to rotate or turn or anything like that. Let's see if it cut on the first go round. Yes, yes it did. And this is what the die makes. And on that score line, ooh, glasses. Isn't that so cute? Now what you do with this, I'm not 100% sure. But you can definitely start to embellish with it. We made beautiful, beautiful samples using the decor and taking the little pieces and trimming them down to size and putting that onto a card front. They're darling. And the colors. Now I took the wood paper and I used the wood paper. But the colors in the decor are so beautiful and stunning that you're able to, gosh, they really are amazing, aren't they? You're able to just about make anything. I mean, the colors are really lovely. These are the butterflies. And then you trim that down, put that in, and add that to the front of a card. Tons to be done. But we did something more with them, and the girls have got beautiful samples. Beautiful samples using the decor just as on cards, using these with the decor on cards, but we did something a little different with them. And I think I'm gonna just take a bunch of different papers and cut. I'm not gonna worry that it doesn't match, or I'm just gonna take a bunch of different, and then you get the little piece here, and with this die you actually get another little die to mat in there. So if you wanted to mat something in there, comes with this set. But I think I'm gonna take and remember I said there's a reason to have 2 so if I do this one this way, I want to keep my grain all in the same direction. I cut here. And then I do this one here. And let
maybe that one there. So let's see if I can cut 2 pieces at the same time. I'm going to take 2 of these and put my die on it. And I'm going to take 2 of these. All right, so let's bring my machine back over. And I'm going to kind of try and cut several sheets at once. Slide this back on through. Put this down. So here are my first 2. All we can do is try and see if it cuts both of them at the same time. I'm going to put them there. Now remember, they're $7.50 a set. If you get 2 sets, you get to double cut. So I'm going to put that one there. So 2 of them fit on my machine. So I'm able to cut more at the same time. And let's see. I haven't tried it with 2 pieces of paper and 2 dies, but what's the worst can happen? Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Creaks and cracks are okay. Come on, one more. And it's hitting that ka-thump. All right, and I think just for safe measure, I'm just gonna rotate it. It might not need it, but I'm still gonna do it and send it on back, just because I asked it to do lots of work. And go, 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 go. Now because I've got the dies, a ka-thump, because I've got the dies on a parallel to the roller, that's why I'm getting my little ka-thumps, because the die is feeding into that roller on a perfect parallel. But I wanted to cut, woo, there you go. I know it sounds terrible, but it's perfectly fine. Let's see what we get. Oh yeah, I bet you it only would take 1. I've got those cutouts easy peasy, so I've got those pieces there. I can get rid of those. And I've got my die here. And my score line there. And my die here. Oh, a little harder to see my score line. Right there. Okay, score line there. And then I've got this one. Oh, didn't cut out my center. Cut this one out. But you know what? We're gonna leave it. There. And move this all out of my way. Boy, that was a nice thump. There. And one, two, three, four. Where did I start with my original one? Anybody see where I put it? Oh, everything did cut out my center. Okay, where's my score line? Oh, there it is. And there. I thought it hadn't cut my center, but it did. Oh, and here's my original one. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I've got all of these little inserts. And if I wanted to, I could come back and cut mats to put in all of these. But now what am I gonna do? Ooh, okay. What if I wanted to make a little book? What if I wanted to make a little book out of these? Would that be so difficult? No.
fact, if I wanted, I could flip them around the other way so that the color was on the inside. To make a little book, all you have to do is start lining them up. Front to back, back to front, front to back, and before you know it, you will have created a little book. So let's grab some Stacy tape. And gosh, I hate to cover that up, but you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do. So you would do a better job taping them together. I just want to get them down. So I'm going to go back. So here's my open. I'm going to take the back side and the back side and put them together. Oh, maybe I do want to do it where they're in the inside so you can see them. So I'll put a mat right there. So let's do white to white so you can see the pretty insides. So a solid needs to go against a solid. Or you could have, I suppose you could do it either way. As long as you've got them back to back, you're starting to build a book. And I could put that in there. And then let's get another piece here and put that against there. And I want to show you the pretty, so I'm just going to flip it. And I can put so if I want a window there, I put it this way. And if I want a solid there, I put it that way. And now I've got this one, and I've got this piece here. So if I want a window, I put that piece there. And if I want a solid, so that you have a solid backing, I put that piece there. I don't know, do I want a window? Do I want a solid? What do I want? I don't know. Decisions, decisions. So let's do a window. All I'm doing is just playing with the dies and putting them back to front, back to front. So I'm going to marry these two together. I want a window, so I'm just going to marry these two together. Oh, you do a better job lining it up than me. And now I'm building a book. It's so cute. I have this one. So if I do this one, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I want another window or do I want a front to back? So again, if I want another window, I just tape window to window. If I wanted to have a back, a solid back, I tape back to window. It's just paper. That's all this is just paper. All you have to do is decide what you want it to look like. Let's add another little window. Piece of Stacy tape there. And you would do a much better job of taping this down. And let's do a window. So all I did was put them together. And then when you're done, what you have is the most darling little book that you can add. And the beautiful decor looks stunning in the little books. It really does. And you can put a decor piece as your front of your book and something else as the back of your book. Maybe I use that as my front. It's just putting, look at, if you look from the back side, you can see how simple it is. They're not accordioned or anything. They're just folded into the pieces that they're supposed to be and then taped together to make a darling little book. The more you add, I mean, you could do a whole one all the way around. Do a whole one all the way around, and you can continue to add to it until you're happy. Let's see. Let's maybe cut 2 more, just because we can. So I'm going to cut 2 more out of whatever I've got. So 1 there. And that's going to be too short, and I want my grain to go in the right direction. Oh, I've got my grain going in every direction here. Oh, I do have it going this way. Do I have it going? I do. Well, then we'll do this piece. 1 there. And 1 there. So I'm going to see if we have to rotate it. I'm going to cut these and see if it has to rotate. Now this won't have the ka-thump that we had last time because I'm going to put it on a slight angle. So I'm going to take it and put it just on a slight angle so that this does not hit my roller completely parallel. If I put it through that way, you're going to get that ka-thump. If I put it through this way, you're not. If I put it through this way, which is what I did before to get the 2 of them, so I only had to roll through and I got 4 pieces, this was on parallel to my roller and it gave me that ka-thump. As long as you feed your die in slightly off that parallel, you're not going to get your ka-thump. But let's cut these real quick just so I can add. Creaks and cracks are okay, no problem. And out. There we go. Yeah, I didn't have to rotate or anything. Look at how fabulous that was. Talk about easy peasy. So take them, find my score line. The score line is easier to find on the inside because you have all this texture on the outside, kind of hard to see, but on the inside, much easier. There's my score line. There's my score line. Bring over my book. There's my front of my book. All I have to do is decide do I want my next page to be a solid against a window? Or do I want it to be a solid against a solid? All I did was rotate. All I did was flip. So I went from this way to this way and tape. Those are your only options. You only have 2 of them. Do you want it to look like this? Or do you want it to look like that? Only got 2 options, and you can make your book as big as you want. Can you do it with the heart shape? Yes, we did it with the heart shape. I will show you the sample of that. It's beautiful. Renee. So I came into work after the girls were almost done making all the samples, and I said, I had a thought. And every time I say that, the staff usually rolls their eyes. And I'm not kidding you. They roll their eyes at me because it's like, oh man, she had a thought. And I said, okay, we're going to make books out of these things. And Renee looked at me like, okay, well, let's give it a college try. And this one, she got easy peasy. Took a little bit more work for her to finally to understand how the heart shape went, but it's the exact same concept. Back to back. That's all it is back to back. Or do I want it that way? Or do I turn it so that you have a finished back? And I do it like that, and you have a finished back. I don't know, you have options. Let's just tape it down back to back. Back to back. See, that's all it is. Book after folio after folio after folio after folio. And look at how cute! And now you decorate. Now you decorate. Super cute. You could even tape it that way so it stays like that. And you could put school pictures in there. Oh my gosh, like for throughout the year you could do school pictures. Wouldn't that be so darling? How cute, right? Or if you want it as a book, you got a little book. So here's the heart book. And it works just the same way. Front to back, front to back. Isn't that so cute? I don't know if that's what these were meant to do, but that's what we did with them, plus more. And for $7.50, what I like is if you're making books, you got to cut a lot of sheets. You do. So if you get 2, then you can roll through 4 pieces of paper at the same time. To me, it's just for the $7.50 to be able to
get through it faster, that works for me. If they were $12.99 each, I would say don't even bother. But for $7.50 for the two of them, 2 sets lets you do double the work, easy peasy. Or if you have a friend, my gosh, these are just great gifts for people who are just starting to craft, because they can make just the most darling little things with them. And well, let me show you the samples. Okay, so and I still have all of these pieces that I could put in there, and I could take the decor pieces and die cut those out and put those in there. There's ample things that can be done once you get started. And that wood grain paper it looks amazing. It really does. Once you start cutting it up and using it, it looks so good. And who would ever know that it was white or ivory or tan? Nobody needs to know that. Heavens no. Let them just admire how you got, look at the colors in this. That just looks like the beach. I mean, so much to be done. Oh, okay, well, I gotta move on. So again, we started by playing with the wood grain paper. 75 sheets, $15 when we only have so much of it. We gotta give a big shout out to Memory Box for I mean, look at how beautiful is that, for giving us this opportunity to bring it to you. And again, it's all about the color. Whatever color you start with underneath is going to have an impact on what color you end with. So a yellow on white is going to look one color. Well, the yellow on white looks like this. The yellow on ivory kind of looks like that, and then the yellow on tan looks like that. And these all have like a soft charcoal or a soft gray over the top of them. I just really wanted you to see how the wood grain shows up. And remember, so important, you go in the direction of the grain. You can go up and down, sure. What you can't do is go so here's the grain. What does not look good is if you start to go side by side. You can end up getting it kind of muddy versus going with the grain. Much better with the grain than side by side. Much better. Look at how pretty that is. Oh my gosh. See, and then I want to add the green to it just because I can. And start blending my colors a little bit and adding a little bit more to it. See, I think, how can you go wrong with this when there's so much that can be done? Pretty, pretty, pretty. See, what do I have over here? And it just looks striking against the wood. Okay, so we did that. We showed the decor. We showed the Stampendous and our little doggy and cat and wherever my paper went. It's here somewhere where I colored it, but that's okay. You saw it. We don't have to go through it again. You'll see the samples. The samples are beautiful. All right, so what's for sale? Okay, yeah, let's do that. That I can do. We've got the 4 Stampendous stamps on sale at 20% off. Isn't that the most darling stamp ever? The kitty cats and the doggies. Oh,
Here it is. Haha. Here it is. We've got the Gamsel set. It'll be on sale 20% off. We've got the Sizzix Steal of a Deal, $7.50 for both. So not $26, $7.50. When they're gone, they're gone. I know they're off the Sizzix. I mean, they're not to be found anywhere. We just have all of them. So if you need great gifts for friends, for crafty buddies, for newbies who are starting, this will go through your Big Shot, your Big Kick, your Vagabond, your Big Shot Pro, your Big Shot Plus, your Big Shot Fabby, your Big Shot Vintage. It will go through a Cuttlebug. It will go through a Gemini. It will go through a Grand Caliber, a Platinum. It will not go through a Sidekick. They're too wide for a Sidekick. But just about any other machine, you're good to go. $7.50. Then we've got the 3 packs of the wood grain paper. It's only coming in the I Want It All bundle. 75 sheets gets you your $15. And again, the colors are, I mean, what you do with it is up to you. But to play with the colors on it, it's amazing. It really is. You can make it as fun and funky as you want with pinks and yellows, or you can make it as rustic as you want. It's all up to you. 75 sheets, $15. And then we've got all the decor that's on sale. So I've got a bunch of different packs of decor on sale. Again, when we are sold out, we will be sold out for a while. It comes in from Poland, and I ordered it in advance to be sure it was here for the YouTube, so we don't have to worry about it being stuck anywhere. So happy day there. What else? Am I forgetting anything? Oh, and we'll keep the cubes on, the Hero Arts cubes on sale. Yes, we'll do that. All right, let me show you samples because they really are beautiful. Okay, so here, this was made, I showed you in the beginning, this was made with the heart-shaped book. Well, with the heart-shaped die. The decor in the background, Fran's sentiments from the floral stamp set that has all the sentiments on it. I showed you this one in the beginning. That is strictly a decor piece that has been glittered up along with a stamp from the floral sentiments. This is just a piece of decor paper. That's all it is. It's just a piece from one of the sets. Matted, and you're good to go. Here you have the Sizzix die, decor on the inside, Fran's sentiment there, all in just it's a beautiful card. You don't have to make a booklet at all. Look how cute is this. Then we have, oh, I don't want to open it. We have a decor piece of paper as the background. All right. Oh, okay, how did they do this? They cut it twice. So they cut the heart. They cut the heart twice to get it to do the open. So they have it tucked to the frame. So I don't know if you can see it, but the frames are tucked underneath the piece of decor. $7.50. That's darling. Oh my gosh, that's darling. And then this was done with just a piece of the decor paper and Sizzix Opulent. Isn't that stunning? Okay, then we have here. Again, done with the decor paper and Fran's sentiments. And this one was done with the heart. Now the little heart comes with it, so you can cut a window in the heart. This was done. Here you've got the paper from Memory Box that they've kind of distressed on the edges. You've got decor paper here. You've got the Sizzix heart there. And again, the back of it is tucked in under here. So the book is made. The little folio is made, and then we just took a piece of the decor and covered up. Added the mat. Isn't that lovely? Here again. You've got decor here. You've got your Sizzix heart here. Cut out another heart using the Sizzix heart. Just trimmed it out, laid it flat, taped it down. All decor paper. So this isn't cut into, this is cut out of. So they took another piece of the same paper and cut just this heart and just kind of snipped it right there so they could layer it right here. So cute. This one was done with just a piece of decor. And these were done using decor paper. And this one was done using decor paper. And then we have these. So again, this one was done using decor paper, Sizzix Die, decor paper, and the Memory Box wood grain paper. So cute. And here we have Stampendous Bumblebee. We used the Sizzix Die, look at twice, so you could do a gatefold. Isn't that so cute? And the Sizzix bee, I love that bee. And the Memory Box wood grain paper. And here they lined up two pieces of decor. Now you can barely see where they've lined them up, but we put two pieces to make an entire card front. And this is from the Sizzix die, along with the mat here, that was stamped. This is the inside of the die that I was using. And then here we have our kitty from Stampendous, and our cool cat. Look at how cute is this? These are darling, and so many ways to use them. Okay, again, the hearts. So you can see where it's kind of snipped right there. But when you put it all together, you can't tell, and look at how cute the kitty is. So this is using the heart part of, so it's using the heart from the folio. So there. And then on the other side. So you cut it this way, lay it that way to get that one. Lay it that way to get that one, and you've got your double hearts, and that also gives you your gatefold. And then here we've got a sample done. So this is the set that has all the sentiments we've been using, but it also comes with these beautiful flowers. So this is, so all the sentiments we've been using came off of this set here, and then the beautiful flowers. And then the background is decor paper. And we just stacked 2 of them. You'd never know. And then we have using the Sizzix die. Isn't that so cute? So instead of doing a book fold, we did an accordion fold. Absolutely. You can do this. And it's decorated with all the decor paper. And we just use the mats the extra die that does the matting and the pieces that fell out, and we sandwich decor in between. Right? Don't you love this? And then I have, look at how cute is he? Just a cute little folio. Now you could put that on any card or any layout. Absolutely. You could make a little book and have little doggy pictures. Oh my gosh. Your fur baby, like a brag book for fur babies with these. Aren't they cute? And then this one was done. What a great little gift tag is this. That's decor paper. Put a to and a from, and what a great little gift tag is this. Isn't that beautiful? See, look at happy birthday, old chap. Darling little tag to put on a gift bag. And then we have a book. So all it is the same die cut, just taping them together. And you could, see, I love that. And you put your school pictures in there. Oh, what a cute little gift for like a new baby to send everybody. And you just put brand new baby pictures in there, or the wedding, and everybody gets a picture of themselves at the table and a picture of the bride and groom, and you fill it up with their family. That's a thoughtful gift. It is. Oh, darling. And then SMS Girl Renee made a mixed media piece. So she has used the Sizzix Dies. She's used some of the extra pieces that you get with the Sizzix Dies. She's used decor paper. She just went to town on this thing. I think she's starting to like mixed media. She'd never done it before, and she was nervous as all heck, but no worries. And then Claire put together a layout where you've got the windows for your doggy. You've got all the little, these are all the little fallout pieces from here. So the little insert that fell out here has been used here for matting. The heart came from the heart die. All the little dog stamps are from Stampendous. The little pieces here came out of one of the dies. Look at how cute is this. Pickle. Hello, Pickle. I think this is Nessa's dog, yeah? That's Claire's sister. I think this is Vanessa's dog. Who's over in the UK. So Pickle, if you're watching, there you are. You're a star. Enjoy your 15 minutes, Pickle. Okay, so I said we were going to have to go around a long way to get to where we're going, but I think when you see where we ended up, you can see why we had to go where we had to go. So you can see how all of the products can get put together to make the most amazing things. That's fabulous. And all we did was cut the die twice. That way, And then we cut it again, only we layered it that way. Taped them down to the card, put the decor piece over the top of it, and poof, you've got a gatefold. $7.50 for the 2 dies. Oh my gosh. All right, so I hope, even though we had to go a long way around, I hope that there was something there that you learned, something that you maybe had forgotten, or something that you'd never seen before, or something that you were worried and afraid to try, but now you're not. It's only paper. You've got this. And if you don't get it right the first time and you tape them wrong the first time, just ask SMS girl Renee. She came back to my desk, I want to say 3 or 4 times. She's looking at me going, but she was so determined to get those hearts together. And then she came back, I want to say it took maybe 20 minutes because she was taping them and pulling them apart. And I'm simplify, just back to back. And she came back and she's like, oh, she got it. And boy, did she ever, wherever that stinking cute little heart book is, she had this done in no time flat. She just had to embrace the it's only paper. You just got to embrace it and then have fun. So I don't know what's going to be left. There may be stuff the whole week. I have no idea. Some of it may already be gone. I have no idea. But if you have an opportunity to save, this is a good time to do it. We've got this product at amazing prices thanks to amazing manufacturers who also believe that crafting needs to be accessible to everybody. It needs to be accessible to everybody. You shouldn't have to choose whether you're going to buy milk that week or whether you get to make a card for your best friend for her birthday. You should be able to do both. And hopefully with some of the products we bring you at the prices we bring them to you, you're able to do just that. Take care of you and take care of the ones who you love with your handmade gifts. So it's me, Stacy, Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. I will see you all next week. Thanks a lot. And don't forget to post your comment, like this YouTube, and subscribe to our channel. I was told I'm supposed to ask you, so please subscribe to our channel, please like this YouTube, and please post a comment below if you want a chance to be a winner chicken dinner. All right, you guys, I'll see y'all next week. Bye.